Hey everybody, I'm here with Barrie Summy today, who is in town at Encyclomedia, meeting with school librarians and reading teachers and folks like that. And we're glad to have you here because you have about to publish your first novel.
That's right. I So Don't Do Mysteries. It comes out December 9th.
Okay, and it is a comic mystery story for young teens, would you say?
I'd say it's for tweens, roughly grades 4 through 9, 4 through 8. And it's a humorous mystery.
Yeah, and the lead character is Sherry Baldwin, but Sherry is not really her name, right?
No, Sherry's short for Sherlock. Her mother was a huge fan of fictional detectives and named her first child Sherry after Sherlock and the second one Sam after Sam Spade.
Okay. Now, the mom she has a good relationship with her mother, but it's kind of an odd relationship in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, the mother is a ghost. So the mother died a year and a half earlier in the line of duty. She worked for the Phoenix PD, and she now is a student at the Academy of Spirits, and she is learning how to look after the living, and she's not doing a very good job of it. She's not a very good ghost, and she's not a very good student, so she needs Sherry's help to solve this mystery.
Okay, so she goes back, and the mystery involves, this is kind of unusual too, a rhinoceros?
A rhinoceros, I know. They're trying to prevent a rhino heist at the Wild Animal Park.
Oh, in San Diego?
In San Diego.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Sherry is 13, is that right?
She's 13.
She's 13 years old, and tell the story first person, as good private eye stories should be told in first person.
I love first person. I know, I just love it. Yeah.
But it must be hard doing first person in the psyche of a 13-year-old for 200 pages. Is that hard?
Well, I don't think it's as hard as it sounds. I have a couple of kids who are in that age range, so I live with a couple of them, and I have their friends over. I read a lot of middle grade and a lot of young adult. I watch those movies. So, you know, and I'm probably just a little immature at heart, so it all kind of fits together, but yeah.
Okay. Well, have you wanted to write for teens and children always, or did this story idea come to you and it just seemed to fit?
Well, I've always wanted to write a Nancy Drew, and this book actually started out as a Nancy Drew and it got rejected.
Oh, really?
They said, no, we don't want a Nancy Drew mystery with rhinos. And so I was really sad. I mean, that was one of my goals as a kid, was to go up and write Nancy Drew. And then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to ditch the whole Nancy Drew idea. I'm going to ditch all the guidelines that I had to use to write a Nancy Drew. And 17-year-old Nancy Drew morphed into 13-year-old Sherry Baldwin. The cousins, Bess and George, morphed into Junie and Amber, who don't have a nice relationship the way Bess and George do. Got rid of, Ned Nickerson, the perfect boyfriend. And Nancy Drew's mother is deceased as well, brought Sherry's mother back as a ghost. And, it's faster paced, it's sassier. I mean, Sherry does have some attitude.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
And so, but it did start off as a Nancy Drew, the mystery at the Wild Animal Park.
Oh, okay. I mean, I could see the Nancy Drew copyright holder saying, no, we don't want ghosts. Real ghosts in a Nancy Drew, but rhinos? No. What was their objection to having a rhino in the story?
You know what? Who knows? And who knows?
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. But it was a good exercise.
Everything. Yeah. At a certain point in guys' lives when they're young, I would say going up to like 6th grade. I mean, I read a lot of Nancy Drew books, and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Did you read Hardy Boys as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. First choice was the Hardy Boys.
I read Hardy Boys too.
Although I got kind of tired of some of their friends. Chip just got on my nerves. But at a certain point, guys can't read Nancy Drew anymore. Now, I would say your book is going to be entertaining for a lot of boys.
Oh, I hope so.
I mean, it's not. Yeah. I don't want people to think, oh, she's writing chick lit, because it's not. It's a good, solid mystery for people that age, and I hope that everybody will pick it up. There's no problem with that. Lots of times in the story, you use real world events or items, products. You mention things, and I think that's probably good to help you get a setting for the story. I mean, is that what you were thinking? Is that why you did that?
I did. You mean like coffee brands?
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
brand
I
names.
did. Some of those, you read the advanced reader copy, some of that has come out a little bit.
Has it?
A little, but there's still some left in, but not, I think some has come out. But yeah, I like that. I like the mixture of real world stuff right in there, especially when there's a ghost. And I mean, they're at the wild animal park and she's hot and tired and she's complaining about blisters on her feet and I don't know. I mean, she calls her mother with a cup of coffee, you know.
Okay. Now, Sherry is involved also with some everyday problems in the course of the book. Of course, like you say, her mother has died, so she's still kind of working through that.
Yeah.
And her dad is getting remarried. What's the story with that?
Yeah, her dad is marrying a math teacher from Sherry's middle school that everyone calls the ruler because she's so strict. So yeah, Sherry's not happy at all. But it turns out the ruler's not really nearly as bad and mean and strict as Sherry would like to believe. And she does give Sherry her first cell phone. So that, yeah. Yeah, so there's some comic relief in there too, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I see that more and more with the few, I must admit, young people's books that I read. There is some kind of social message, something going on socially there too, and I think that's a good thing. I mean, do you agree?
I do. I think it's nice if you can get a little bit of meat in the book as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is basically a mystery, but another underlying theme in it is taking on a challenge. I mean, Sherry's scared to death to solve a mystery. She doesn't think herself capable, and she does it. She pulls it off. And so she learns some self-confidence.
Yeah. Fantasy, now this, you not classify this as a fantasy, despite the fact that there's a ghost in it, or would you? Would you be
I don't know.
upset if somebody said it was a fantasy novel because it had a ghost in it?
Well, I wouldn't be upset, but I think of it mainly as a mystery.
As a mystery?
But yeah, but it definitely has a paranormal element to it, for sure.
Ghosts are really popular. Of course, they're always popular with kids,
Yeah.
but they seem to be especially popular right now. Is it? You have a theory about why that might be true?
I don't know, but it does seem like ghosts, vampires, werewolves. I mean, all that stuff is really hot right now.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
You don't have
I'm
any
not gonna say
plans on
ghosts.
adding vampires to the brew?
I don't have
anytime in
any
the
plans
future?
on adding vampires. I did just send in the second book, though. It's I So Don't Do Spooky.
Oh, spooky. Okay.
Yeah, and then I have to go home and write the third book after this interview.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I'm a little
Well,
behind.
you could be working on it anyway. You don't have to write it right away.
No, pretty soon.
Well, Barrie, I thank you for coming in and talking about the book. I So Don't Do Mysteries, and I'm glad it's out there, and I think people will be looking forward to it. It's a December publication, right?
Right,
We're
Random
talking
House.
great Christmas present.
Yes, that's it.
We
Everyone
really
should
are.
buy it for Christmas.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on.
Glad to have you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Come back when the second one's published.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.